Today's lesson for Algebra 1 is about independent and dependent variables. Let's start by defining both of those terms. The first one is independent. If you think about what that means in life, it's usually someone who's on their own or can take care of themselves. In math, independent variable is a value you can control. Think of that as an independent person controlling their own life. For math, again, it's a value you can control. It's also the input of the function or the x value. I use that same concept to figure out what dependent means. Dependent depends on the independent. It needs someone else to be sustained. Dependent relies on the independent. It is also the output of the function and the y values. In class, we made a list of independent and dependent. I'm going to read you a story just like I read to the students in class. And there are several pairs in this story that will line up. In particular, the book we're going to read is called If You Take a Mouse to the Movies. In the beginning of the story, it says, if you take a mouse to the movies, he'll ask you for some popcorn. And we talked about how if you take the mouse to the movies means you get to decide. Either you do take him or you don't. That would be the independent variable or the independent event here, is to take the mouse to the movies. The dependent event, once you took him, what happened was he wanted the popcorn. Notice I wrote the word wanted because still, in a minute, you're going to have the choice of whether or not to give him the popcorn. Just like your parents have the choice, since you depend on them, of whether they want to give you what you want or don't want. The independent is the choice they make. So, one of the pairs in the book is take the mouse to the movies, and dependent is wanted popcorn. In the story, it says, when you give him popcorn, he'll want to string it all together. You chose to give him the popcorn, and as a result, he wants to string it together. Notice how popcorn was in two different places. Don't let that confuse you. It's dependent in here because it's what happened when you let him go to the movies. It's independent here because you chose to do it, and now he wants something else. I want to read you the rest of the story, and hopefully you can figure out several more pairs that will go right along with this concept, and it will help you to understand what we're learning in class. Let me make sure I can get the book in view. Go this way. Up a little bit. Okay, if you take a mouse to the movies, he'll ask you for some popcorn. When you give him the popcorn, he'll want to string it together. Then he'll want to hang it on the Christmas tree. You'll have to buy him one. On the way home, he'll see a snowman in your neighbor's yard. He'll want to make one of his own. Then he'll need a carrot for a nose. When he's all finished, he'll decide to build a fort. He'll ask you to help him. Then he'll want to make some snowballs and have a snowball fight. Playing outside will make him cold. He'll want to go in and curl up on the couch. He'll ask you for a blanket. Once he's nice and cozy, he'll want to listen to Christmas carols. You'll have to find some on the radio. He'll probably sing along. The carols will remind him of his Christmas tree, so he'll want to make ornaments. We'll get him some paper and glue. He'll ask you for glitter. When the ornaments are done, he'll hang them all up. Then he'll stand back and look at the tree. He'll notice his popcorn string is missing. So he'll want to make another one. He'll ask you for some popcorn, and chances are when you give him the popcorn, he'll want you to take him to the movies. Okay, hopefully in this story you noticed that there were lots of things going on where you had the choice, you were in control, you had the independent choice, and as a result of what you did or did not allow the little mouse to do, he asked you for something else. I want to give you a quick look at the assignment that goes along with this to make sure you understand again how this applies to math in a variety of situations. On the homework page, you'll be given a bunch of little clippets, little pieces of a sentence. You'll want to find the two that match. So, first of all, I'm going to start with the price of pizza, the number of toppings. Now, I know those two go together. I need to decide which I have control over. I have control over the number of toppings I want on my pizza. That would be the independent variable. The dependent variable then would be the price of the pizza, because the price of the pizza depends on the number of toppings. Notice when I said the sentence, or when you write the sentence, you write it backwards, where the dependent thing comes first, so that you can say the price of the pizza depends on the number of toppings. The number of toppings is independent, the price of the pizza is dependent. The homework that goes with this is just matching those up and writing a function sentence. Let me know if you have questions or if you need help.